Greetings and welcome to Earth, my fellow travelers. I am going to tell a somewhat personal story about a man who is here mentally but not physically, at this present moment, in space and time. This is his abridged story told by me, Daniel, your guide. Our story begins some 26 years ago in the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma at St. Francis Hospital, where Christian Johann Fries was born. He was born exactly on August 26, 1988, at 10:30 in the morning, to Bob and Cindy Fries, a working, middle-class family. It was a more than average birth, as the umbilical cord was wrapped around his head and neck some numerous times, but somehow he survived, unscathed by the potential grip of death's hand. Little did Chris know, this would only reflect further the struggles that humankind endures daily while living on Earth. Enough of this gloomy talk. Let's get back to the story. Where was I? Oh yes. So next we travel from the hospital to Chris' first home on 36th and Richmond Avenue. It was a quaint and little starter home for the Fries family, where Chris learned to walk, talk, and read. As we move on, one must understand, Chris had some trouble with making friends, and adjusting into a social environment was not his stronghold. But somehow he forged a bond with his first set of classmates at Channing Preschool in the Unitarian Church on Peoria and 36th Street. From there he graduated into kindergarten and on to the first grade at Carnegie Elementary School in South Tulsa. It was quite a change of scenery for Chris as he endured a lot of crappy situations while going through the notions of being molded into, air quotes, a good student, end air quotes. The kids thought he was paid by his parents to get in trouble, as he was a frequent visitor of the principal's office. Moving on from those tormented school days, where you have to rise up to excellence, we arrive at Byrd Middle School, now called Memorial Junior High. It was there, where Chris began to measure his self-worth not by his friends but by the experiences he made for himself. On those grounds he started to become the young man he thought he should become, where his dreams of becoming a media artist all started. Thanks to Mr. Wilson and his technical education class. As he graduated from 8th grade, Chris found a group of friends who would help share similar experiences together. A group of kids who skateboarded, played guitar and liked to question the meaning of life and all its pointless and vague laws, which dictated their shackled experiences, or so they thought. He ended up at Tulsa School for Arts and Sciences. He learned more about the arts and cultures there while he studied photography under Mark Whitted, embodying the teenage dream of one day being an accomplished artist of media and performances. He also had too much fun to name without being an accessory to criminal charges. I'm sure he wouldn't want me to go on. Another place he frequented while going through all the necessary teenage hormones and changes was Zinc Park. It was there where he had his first out-of-body experience while meditating and being one with a group of friends who also liked to partake in transcendental and mystical practices. And when he wasn't at various parks or at home with his family, he was at the river's edge, skateboarding, playing acoustic guitar on the sand, or making photographs of his friends who also loved to partake in these activities. It was a wonderful time that Chris and his friends grew up in. They had no cares in the world, or that's how he felt. He made his mark on society at a very young age, by making it very clear he did not give a damn about what anyone thought of him. How naive he was, but it held together his very appalling yet fragile reality, so to not fall to pieces like all his friends around him. But he wouldn't tell you that, so we can only assume otherwise. One thing that Chris really enjoyed was Philbrook Museum of Arts, and their backyard gardens. He felt at ease there during hot summer nights, watching movies in the garden or wandering around the grounds during daytime hours. A sense of magic and wonder filled the air there. Little did he know, years later, he would have exhibited at the museum. It's funny how things never change, except the attitude one has towards life's mysteries. And as we all know, we too must join the working ranks, and that's just what Chris did. So he went out and got a job at Mary's Italian Trattoria, working as kitchen help. It was there that he found his true love for the culinary arts, cooking and preparing various and delicious dishes. While all his life was going on, he had one place that above all else he considered his sanctuary, his home. Mama, Papa, and his brother Robert all lived under one roof in South Tulsa. It was a splendid home, with a pool, a backyard, and a skateboard mini halfpipe, where all his friends would congregate like members of the Church of the Skate Gods, and shred. He grew up there, in those streets, making a name for himself as a young video artist, and by the time he was 15 or 16, he was making his friends' skateboard videos and other crazy experimental films, emphasis on the mental part. I wonder if there is anything else to add.
Yes, there is. Wherever you go, there you are. It's as easy as that. Oh, wait, I can't find it. Oh, shit. Well, maybe. How do I get there? Or where am I? I'm here. Yeah, that's right. I'm here. Oh, where the heck is here? Whoa. Huh. I don't know this place. What the heck? Just keep on scrolling.